one of the first things he's going to do is start with the deportations, right? And this is his immigration policy, as well as build up the wall further. How much of a shock could that be to the U.S. labor market?
So again, it's probably not on day one that you really see then the implications for wage growth and labor supply, but we had seen a big increase in labor supply over the last few years. If that now reverses, even if it's gradually 12, 18 months, at the margin for a fairly robust U.S. economy, it will drive labor costs higher, and that they're still running at 4% year-over-year, which is pretty high by U.S. standards. And so there is a risk of that adds to inflation. Now, not immediately, but of course within 12, 18 months. And you see that being reflected in market pricing already a little bit, right? We removed really some of that aggressive pricing of Fed rate cuts.
Yes.
If you look closely further out, there's already sort of signs that maybe rate hikes are starting to come back in.
That's interesting. Ostensibly in the rates market and in the US dollar, and I wanted to talk about the Forex implications of all of this. How concerned are you about a meaningfully stronger dollar, and at what point does that become a problem for us in APAC?
Well, it's already a challenge, right? You've already seen central banks being much more cautious about signaling rate cuts because they're concerned about FX volatility and a stronger dollar fundamentally. And so there is already an impact on behavior of Asian central banks in terms of not wanting to cut too quickly. And so a stronger dollar is good for export earnings, of course, but it does have problems for monetary policy. And if the U.S. imposes tariffs, we're being deprived of some of these export earnings, but we're still left with tighter monetary policy than we otherwise would have. So it could be a drag for the region, not to speak of capital flows to EM. It's going to be harder to regenerate that if the U.S. interest rates are so high and the dollar is strong.